Today we're going to work through the images from the retouching assignment. They're contained in the Photoshop 04 folder, which you should have already downloaded and have on your desktop or on your computer where you can find it. Um, so we're just going to work through those images. We need to open Photoshop and go to File, Open, and choose the first, which is Retouch Spot. We're going to be using the Spot Healing Brush, which is found over here in your um, toolbar. Now you may want to adjust the options for that up here in the brush options panel. You can adjust the size, the hardness. We're just going to leave it here at the size 30 pixels, hardness 100% to begin. You can also change the size of your brush by using the right and left arrow, right and left bracket keys. Uh, left bracket makes it smaller, right bracket makes it larger. And you want to match the size of your brush again with the size of the spots that you're going to be trying to heal with this brush. So there's a lot of things on here you're going to be needing to clean up. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to match it down here about the size of the spot that I want to take off. Now, sometimes when you're working with very small imperfections, you need to zoom in. So you can either use your zoom tool or you can use the keyboard shortcut of um, the space bar and your command or option and alt keys to zoom in or out. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, and I'm going to continue taking off and fixing these spots with the spot healing brush. It's a pretty quick tool. It does a pretty good job. It tends to uh, work pretty well for things like this. So we're just going to move through. I'm not going to do every one of the spots. You're going to do every one of the spots that you can find on here. Remember, like I said, keep it about the size that you need to cover whatever imperfection there is, and then just you draw with the tool, holding down the mouse button, and then let off, and it will do its magic. So there are quite a bit, like I said, of imperfections on here, so you need to go through and work through to take all them off. Once you have them uh, cleaned off as much as you want, then you're going to save this image out. There's only one layer, so you're not going to be saving layers. You're going to be saving as a JPEG. So you'll just add your name again to the front, Mike Brown _ and save it as a JPEG level 10 baseline. And it's already, these are sized, so you don't even have to resize any of the images in this folder. So each of the images in this folder for the spot healing, where there are going to be 3 for it and 2 using the clone stamp tool and 3 using the content aware fill selection option. Now, I do have one Photoshop document in here. It's the number 2. If you open it, you'll see why it's a Photoshop document. I put a layer in here that shows you where all the spots are, because there's quite a few on this, and some of them were kind of hard to see. So just so you know where they're at, you can go to the background again. You may want to zoom in. You may want to move to where you can see these specific problems with this image. So you're going to try to go in here and clean up as much as you can. There's some red, there's some little white spots. Again, as you take this off, you can kind of see them pretty well. But if you're wondering where they're at, you can always turn that layer back on. And you can fix anything else you might see in the image. One thing that we're going to do with this is we're going to try to remove these kind of bags under her eyes. And again, we're going to do that with the same tool, the spot healing brush. And typically when I try to do something like this, instead of it with such a hard brush, I like to have a little bit of feathering out so that it blends better. So I may bring my the hardness of my brush down to about 30% and make sure that it's big enough. Oops, click in the open area to get out of that tool options. And then I'm going to take it, I'm just going to click and drag and try to just clean up a little bit under her eyes so that she doesn't look like she's had such a hard night, maybe. There. So we're going to try to fix those. We might even try to fix this little wrinkle in her forehead. So you're going to go through and you're going to, everything you can find, looks like holes in the wall back here, you're going to take all this off, and then you're just going to get rid of the spot healing layer. Just go ahead and drag it and throw it in the trash, and then you're going to file, save as. Once again, it's already resized, and you're going to save it as a JPEG. You're going to add your name to the first, Mike Brown _ 002, level 10 baseline. Okay, and then the last one in this section for the spot healing brush is just a black and white image with quite a few spots you're just going to go in and fix. Now this one, you would probably want to go ahead and come down here and do an adjustment level or adjustment layer of levels. Again, you can use your white eyedropper to set a white point if you want, and your black eyedropper to find a good dark spot, probably back of her hair, under her ear, maybe that's a black spot. So just however it looks good to you will be fine. And then once you have that, then you can go in here and begin removing all the dust. You can remove the dust first, or you can remove the dust afterward. Doesn't matter to me. So once you're done with it, you're again going to do the same thing. Save as. Oops, sorry, forgot to tell you. Let's once you have this, you're going to merge these layers before you save it. You can just save it here, save as, and choose the JPEG, and it will merge it for you. Or you can merge these together before you do it. So we'll just try that, and we'll again add our name here, Mike Brown _ save it. Yes, a level 10 JPEG. Now it shows the layer still here, but this is showing you still the Photoshop document. When you saved it as a JPEG, these layers went away. If you wanted to drag that or merge these before, you can go up here to the little option and say merge down or merge flatten image. I typically use a keyboard shortcut. Make sure the top one is selected and just do Control or Command E, and it merges it with the one below. So again, save that out back in the folder, and in the next video we'll work through the other images in the folder.